I was always fascinated by the startup community, and I'm really happy to see that the technology and the mobile technology is always at heart what's happening with startup companies. So this is really encouraging, and I hope that you are aware that 4 or 5 biggest companies in the world right now have mobile at their heart as well. I am Patryk Bukowiecki. I am often referred to as the mobile guy. Just shortly, I was running the mobile segment of Allegro, and right now I am moving forward to places unknown as for now, but it's really excited. It's really exciting. To talk about the trends, let's define a trend. The definition is pretty clear. It's something that happens over a given period of time. It's a tendency that occurs in a given segment of time. I took a look back on the last year's trends as described by Gartner Institute. So let's head back in time and see what was a big trend in the technology world back in 2010. And as you can see, back then the huge buzzwords or trends back then were the cloud computing, strong analytics, social computing, and mobile applications. A year passed, and by 2011, a new or sort of new trends occurred: cloud, mobile, social, analytics, and context-aware computing. So there are words across the years. 2012 again, tablets were the new big thing. Obviously, mobile applications, social platforms, Internet of Things, and cloud computing. So those are still 3 years from now, 2 years from now, the huge trends that the market was talking about. Again, twice mobile, the App Store, Internet of Things, and even further, even deeper dive into the analytics. Just 2 years ago or a year ago, mobile, Internet of Everything, 3D printing. So as you can guess, this year we're also a year of mobile. Mobile is the most personal device that we have. We use it every day, numerous times a day. This is the last thing that we see when we go to sleep, and the first things that we wake up to each morning. We hold our devices dear, and those are the most private informations that we have. They are stored on this little piece of technology. Another trend for this year was the security in mobile. Every now and then we hear about huge platforms where those dating platforms or social platforms being a target of attacks by cyber terrorists. The security is obviously a huge concern as well, and it's combined with the privacy security. Wearables, and I think this is a huge one. We were hoping to see a huge boost in sales of the wearables technologies along with the Apple Watch launch. I would say that if they were really happy with how many devices they sold, they would said exactly how many they sold. They didn't disclose this information, so we can only be guessing or using some data from the market. I have some of them later. Internet of Things, another big trend of the last years, and my question would be how many of you or how many of Polish customers, Europe customers, or actually even US customers have their wash machines or refrigerators calling them or sending them push notifications about the products that they are missing or washing powder or whatever. I don't think this is happening right now. Next one is smart cars. So a smart car obviously is really dynamic industry, and the introduction of new models, new cheaper models occurs. Also, cars not older than 3 to 5 years already have a lot of smart functionalities, and they also, many of them have dedicated native apps for all operating system, which is obviously great, and a great extension of the user experience, and a step into the right direction with the smart cars and usage of the mobile technology. Smart houses. Next, we already saw a great idea how to make our house a smart one and defend ourselves from potential threat by using sensors on our doors, windows, and even steering the light and the temperature of in our rooms separately using our smartphones. 4K videos. This is also an interesting trend, as 4K TVs are taking the stores by the storm, and the quality is obviously great. We already have first mobile smartphones using 4K resolution. The thing is that not many people are able to distinguish 4K displays from the full HD displays. New payments methods, also interesting trend, and new products were introduced this year and also later last year with Apple Pay, Google Pay, and many solutions by Visa and MasterCard. And virtual reality, one of my favorites. This guy is obviously in the virtual reality, and he's enjoying it thanks to his mobile phone. Many players entered the game of virtual reality, including Sony, Samsung, and many others. And obviously also Facebook with their Oculus Rift acquisition. But are those really what I would call this year's 2015 or next year's 2016 trends? Let's talk about each of those trends that I just mentioned. So mobile, we have to be aware that almost 90% of users already have a smartphone. So basically, the year of mobile, 10 years of mobile, or whatever. This is a strong trend, but it's not that it's going to increase hugely in the upcoming months. Security. The security is a race. It's a race between the good guys and the bad guys. And the bad guys are winning from time to time, and each time they do, we hear about this. So basically, without proper education among the society, and without this deep understanding of the importance of privacy, we won't have security-aware society. Just a short story about this point, security/privacy. There was an experiment in one of the Polish cities where a person would go to other people on the street and said that if they would allow him to play with their phones, browse their phones for 100 zlotys, for 10 minutes, and basically from 30 people, no one agreed. So we have really delicate information and content on our smartphones, or most of us do, and we don't take any steps to increase the security. The wearables, as I mentioned, the sales aren't they aren't skyrocketing as many hoped they would do, and even after the Apple Watch release, not many. It just doesn't catch up as fast as we would expect. Internet of Things. Yes, there are great use cases of Internet of Things among in cities, in buildings, but for many this is just a song of the future, where many articles and products will be truly connected and always online, and in a communication process with their owners. Smart cars, also another information. Yes, there are some smart cars out there. Yes, you can have your Tesla driving automatically from point to point in the US, but you have to be aware that there are around 25 Teslas here in Poland, and and the average age of Polish car is between 13 and 15 years, and they aren't as smart as we would expect them to be. Smart houses, a strong push and strong trend, but many companies track those smart houses as those, and they consider a smart house a house where there is a Wi-Fi and Netflix, and this is why you can see that the increase is huge, but actually there aren't so many smart devices across our houses as for now and as for this year and probably next year. New payment. Oh, there is 7 missing. Sorry for that. New payment method. 2 years ago in Poland, 82% of all transactions were handled with cash payment. So we are really a long way to change the consumers' behaviors in this area as well. And for virtual reality, as long as there isn't one affordable, cheap, and comfortable product for users to enjoy, I don't think that we will go further from where we are right now. So all those words that we have here, are those really trends? Would we consider them trends? In my opinion, those are rather buzzwords, something that we geeks or semi-geeks talk about, we are passionate about, but not they aren't changing the environment as quickly, as dynamically as we would wish them to do. So what will really make an impact in the near future? And as you can probably guess, I am a mobile guy, so I will insist that the mobile is the best way, or the biggest trend or the biggest change that happened across last years and for the years to come. So mobile took over the world in terms of traffic. More inquiries are made using the Google search engine via mobile than via desktop, and in biggest markets, internet markets in the world, including US and Japan. And early this year, not mobile sites, not responsive web designed web page got kicked hard by Google, and they were down in the search results. Let's talk shortly about the millennials, teens, ages 16, 17. They were asked about their phones and how they use it. And remember that those are the people that have no memory of the world before internet and before cell phones. So they were asked, where do you use your smartphone? And the answers are as follows: 33% use it on a dinner date, probably not a perfect dinner date. 35% in a movie theater. We probably all hate those guys. 55% while driving. Those are great habits that we have to cater. And 12% in the shower, which really never stops to amaze me. Then the other question was, what are the most important products in your life that you cannot live without? And here, no doubts, the number one was the smartphone, and number two was food. So this probably shows how important the mobile has become for the younger audience. And if you have a look at a young person browsing and navigating through their phones, they are like nature-born native users of this technology. Other places in this countdown are as follows. Obviously, computer, laptop, which differentiate depending on the market. Polish is a laptop country, but there are many countries where laptops aren't as strong. Clothes, shoes, television, number 9, and the number 10 is water. So actually, two things that they really cannot live without: water and food are second and 10th place. Never forget about the Y generation, and just today I heard the Z generation, our kids, who who are born with tablets or smartphones in their hands, and as soon as they turn 1 or 2 are getting their first tablets and smartphones interactions. And for those people, in various places we have special sidewalks or staircases for people who are using smartphones so they don't bump into each other. When you want to have a great mobile product and you want to care about your users, never forget the great design and great user experience. This is crucial, and many apps right now, the world-leading apps, the most popular ones, are just beautiful to use. They are following Apple's and Google's human interface guidelines, and this is really important in order to gain Apple or Google interest in promoting your app, your mobile product. Be aware of the device's full features. Consider using Force Touch of the brand new iPhones. Consider using the high quality cameras and touch sensors and also other functions that the devices offer for the user. There are tons of businesses starting to exist thanks to those devices, thanks to GPS, thanks to near-field communication and stuff like this. And obviously being present in all channels, so the famous omni-channel. This is also crucial if you want your user to be fully engaged with your brand without considering the device that he or she might be using. Target your users with personalized offers. If you are running a service that, or you are considering online marketing actions, be aware or be conscious about your marketing budgets. Know that there are ways to target specific users, groups, among mobile users. There is a great company in Kraków, and they don't pay me to say this, but they are called Koala Metrics, and they are targeting users based on the apps installed on a given device. So you can be sure that, for example, your advertisement of your bike mic would be only presented to people who have Endomondo and some music apps as well. There are profiles for young parents using LinkedIn and having Play Kids or other Disney or Angry Birds app on their phones. So a great way to personalize your offer if you are trying to optimize the marketing budget via mobile. Yes, there was also a short discussion about how to use the social platforms to sell more. So there are already great ways to blend and to blur the line between mobile, social, and e-commerce. Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest already introduced the Buy Now button, and it's going to be huge because everyone wants to be a part of the e-commerce where you are just the middleman in a huge amount of transactions happening all the time. Yes, here. Focus on great product or great service. If you consider what makes a real trend or a real change impact to the market, those are the great products and services. It's not that we will talk about trends on conferences like this that will us talking about those trends won't make those trends real and won't make a huge impact on the customer side. Great products and services change the market and often create a huge impact and then become a trend. So smartphones wouldn't be where they are without great smartphones on the market and great products that came along with them. Internet of Things, smart cars, smart houses, and all the other buzzwords that are huge. Exactly these buzzwords that we are discussing from time to time, or we are hearing those year prediction for trends. Those aren't actually, in my opinion, trends. Those are only some happenings on the market that will earlier or later become something meaningful, but without great products, they will be just buzzwords. So I would like you to ask me questions if you have any questions about what I discussed. If not, then thank you very much.